Alright guys, it's Byron at ETA Wheels. We're going to go ahead and do the washer line replacement, but first we're going to do something that I just found today, and I'm going to show you how to snug up the rear bumper on a Cadillac CTS. Doesn't matter if it's a CTS or a CTS V. So there's 4 little plastic clips here, 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 and here. They look like that. And you pop this panel out. Oh, my trunk's a mess. And down here, there's 4 of these 10mm nuts. And you're just going to snug up those 4 10mm nuts. And then you're going to come over here to the side. There's 2 7mm, I'm sorry, there's a 7mm nut on each side. You're going to remove these 2 clips. I've already done it. I'm not going to redo it, but that part wasn't loose. It was this part here in the center was kind of flopping around pretty good. And the last thing is down here. You can see where I put the zip ties. There's 3 clips, and I've had to replace those with zip ties. I backed into a parking stop and apparently sheared them off. So anyway, just figured I'd throw that out there. It's a quick fix. I'll be right back, and we'll get started on the washer line piping. Okay, so this is what we're using. It's a 1/4 inch plastic water line. It's the same stuff that you would use back home in your refrigerator for your water feed. Well, it's actually quite hard to find here in Abu Dhabi, but I was able to find some. And I got some splice connectors. These are just a push lock. Just show you kind of sort of how this works. But trying to keep everything in focus. Basically, you just shove it on. There you go. Pull back. There's a locking collar that I'm trying to get. Let's see if I can to get a view of it, but there's a little locking collar on there, and just kind of press in to unlock it. Anyway, I'm going to move over to the hood, and I'm going to get the old piece that I'm going to replace pulled out, and then we'll run the new line. Okay, so as you can see, gone ahead and pulled this piece out, and we're just going to pull this back here, and you can see right there a little rubber connector, and that's all she wrote, guys. So we're going to pull it out of there, replace this piece, call it a day. Okay, now this piece is glued in place. I didn't expect that or anticipate that, but I was able to cut it without shattering it. So we're going to use one of those connections, and then I'm just going to cut and measure a length of the new tubing, and I'm just going to reuse this connector. So as you can see, I've already got this connector in place, and I'm going to go ahead and pop in the new piece, which is this guy right here. And basically all you do, line it up, push it in until it clicks, and pull back slightly, and this is now locked in place, as you can see. To release it, there's a collar here, and you shove in on the collar slightly, and you pull out, or you pull down here, and you push in on that. And here, I'll see if I can show you one-handed here. Well, I can't do it one-handed, but long story short, that's how it comes out. So now we're just going to go ahead and run back over to the car side and get it installed. So we just go ahead and stab that back in, and I'm going to put a zip tie on it to add a little bit of compression to it, a little bit of a better seal in theory. And then, as you can see, this end, we're just going to stab it right in there. and I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, so as you can see, I got it all snugged up. Got the zip ties on there. Always trim your zip ties, please. And I've got it there too, you can see. So now let's go ahead, close the hood, hop inside, and give it a test. Alright, so we're going to give it a quick test. It's kind of working. It's really working on that side. We're just getting a little bit of pressure there. So let's go investigate and see if we got a leak. Okay, so I snugged up the zip tie a little bit better, and I ran the pipe in a little more. So this is the result. Still a little weak on the passenger side, but basically what I've done is a band-aid. I haven't actually fixed it the correct way. I mean, it's pretty close to the right way, but it's not completely right, as you can see. Not much I can do about it. But it does a pretty good job. So when I'm going down the road, that's going to be, you know, it's going to have a little bit more force. But at any rate, there you have it. Quick and dirty.